Uh, Hi. I want to talk about the S400 missile systems and its efficiency, and also in relation with the Turkish foreign, I would say, affairs. What we are thinking, how we want to use it, what's our risk parameters, why Turkey has both these systems, and what is the future impact for Turkey. So let's start today's video with why the S400 missile is so efficient, how it will be deployed or used, and what we are thinking as a Turkey for future. So let's start. Now, as you know, on 12th of July, Turkey announced that it's going to, the system, the S400 system, which was already procured from Russia, will be deployed shortly, within days, to Turkey. On 15th of July, the first party or the first plane landed in Ankara, one of the military base, and we have started receiving all the systems. Up until now, I believe 11 or 12 planes already landed to Turkey. I think now we are about to receive, or we will be receiving, the missiles that will protect, or that will be launched into this system, introduced into this system. SAM means air, surface to air missile system, and so S400 and the 400 represents the efficiency area where the radar is working, so it's 400 kilometers. So the radar start detecting any, I would say, threat or missile at the 400 kilometer distance, or starting by the 400 kilometer distance with a radius, and then the system launch a missile in order to stop the threat in the air, most likely on the 200 or 30, between 200 300 kilometers. It can be detected and it can be terminated. The threat can be terminated. Now, this is only a system in order to be efficient against the planes and also the missiles, but it should be protected and it should be integrated into the systems. And this system is called Intermediate Air Defense System, IADC. This system means almost all the vehicles and the equipments that an army could have. Navy, Air Force and Land Forces, and all these equipments in relation to planes, Navy vessels, other telecommunication equipments. And we are buying everything on the label of NATO, which mostly 90-95% is produced by United States of America. That's why United States of America is very much concerned that Turkey is getting out of line, out of rail track. And up until now, we know that President Trump was very reluctant, not eager to apply the CATSA measurements against Turkey, but he is not the last decision maker on that topic. It's the Congress who is going to enforce it, and they have already agreed that understandably that they are going to apply this. So there are 12 items over there, and this is going to be applied somehow, maybe within this week or in the coming month. Today is the 21st of July when I am shooting this video, and I am expecting shortly it will be announced. Why it has not been announced as soon as this has not, the parts, the equipments have been or had been delivered to Turkey, because on the 16th of July, it's the anniversary of the coup in 2016, that took place in 2016, and the United administration thought that it would be wise not to apply it now or announce it now, because it will be regarded as an offensive action to Turkish people, but not to governments. So we are expecting that it will be announced, I believe within July, most likely within this week, or already had been announced while you were watching this video. And this is going to hurt the Turkish economy. Now, President Erdogan is losing votes. We are aware that, and it's a fact that he has lost Ankara municipality, and he has already lost also Istanbul municipality, and his losing power is continuing. And this is mostly because of the economy. The economy is really bad. Lira has depreciated a lot since 2012-13, and the economy is getting worse. GDP is freezing, or if not reducing, minimizing its effect within our understanding. But anyway, and the debt is increasing. Turkish, as far as we are now tracking the news, the Turkish economy has given the highest debt since Erdogan's administration, 2001, within the first half of 2019. And how he wants to reduce this debt, there is a big question mark, because we know that including the Americans and the European Unions, most of the global actors will not invest in Turkey or will not lend money to Turkey because of the regulations that they do not, or they have lost their faith into. So it leaves Turkey with the option to print money, but this is going to increase the inflation, and it's going to have a big impact on the Turkish lira, which, if it is printed, will cause losing or depreciation, let's say. And that's why he has to choose two things: either economy, which means that he has to get rid of the S400s, or S400 and security, which means that he has to face with the fact that he's going to lose some votes. In our approach, how he's going to consider it will be the latter one, because his primary focus is to stay in the power, and that's why he has to maintain the power whatever the price is, and the price will be S400 because he wants to keep it. He needs to keep it in order to not to lose votes from the nationalists or ultra-nationalists, and also the very much conservatives. And he needs to retain his power in that area, first of all, in order to find the bottom of this losing patch, and then he will consider some kind of new, I would say, economical measurements in order to repair the damage within the economy and fix, and then try to develop this, because the next coming elections is supposed to be 2023. Which is still a question mark in my mind. I think it will be much more earlier. I think 21 or 22 top, but we will see. But for that, at first, and this is no question, I think everybody will, I think, come around this conclusion. Outcome is that he has to retain the power, and therefore he has to again win the hearts and the minds of the people. That's why, most likely, with them very much limited options, he is going to print money. He's going to increase the number of, I would say, infrastructure projects in order to distribute this money to, or introduce the money to economy, which is going to means that he's going to keep all these S400s, because we do believe that, or as Turkey at least, we do consider that now there are some NATO members, especially I think Americans and European allies, are considered to be also a threat. Otherwise, why we are going to use for S400? But in Turkey, there is a debate that everybody says that yes, we have asked the Patriot system to buy from Americans, and it was, and it's true, by the way. And ethically, I think Turkey has done the right thing at first, approaching to the United States. At that time, Obama administration had denied this request. So Turkey was forced to go and find it from elsewhere. It was first the Chinese we were approaching to, but because of some problems, we didn't end up signing a contract, and then we agreed with the Russians. I'm not very sure that the transfer, or technology transfer, is there. I don't think it is. But nevertheless, now the system is in Turkey, and it's going to be down. It's already deployed and going to be now set up, and it will be efficiently used, I believe, September, October top. We have to consider the fact that this is going to be used against to whom? It will not be used to the terrorist groups that's now having small arms and will be deploying or firing from one end to another end with 10 seconds. This system is not for that. This system is for the missiles coming from somewhere else, or the planes in the air. So most likely Turkey, and this is why everybody talks in the same manner, considers once it was allies, I don't know whether it's now allies or not, as a threat. And this threat is not only in Syria or northern Iraq, but also in the Mediterranean shelf, especially around Cyprus and the gas reserves around Cyprus. So this is going to be a big threat. I mean, the S400 is going to be a threat to the other assets of our allies in the NATO. But unless it's going to be somehow mutually agreed how it's going to be used and let's say placed in the system, this might even go to the termination of Turkey's membership within NATO, unless it's going to be solved in a time, let's say, a reasonable time. We think that it will be resolved somehow. It has to be resolved. Turkey doesn't have the luxury to move out of NATO, not now. I don't believe that the Russian transfer, technological transfer, is allowed under this contract, within the purchase of the S400. So, in my idea, yeah, Turkey has done the right thing to approach the Obama administration and convey the message we are ready to buy a Patriot, but it was denied by Obama administration. So, they have the right to go elsewhere to buy this. The problem here in Turkish administration, and it's my own personal idea, is that we shouldn't have bought it from Russians, not the Chinese. If not bought, we should be waiting and investing so much in order to increase our capability. That was the right approach, I believe. Now, the thing that we do not know, and we will never ever be able to know, is that the risk parameters were so close as timing. So we had the urge to buy it now or as soon as possible and to deploy within the country, because the risk and to our security is so nearby. I can't comment on that. I don't know that. But I am not convinced as persons with our administration that the threat is so close to us. Yes, there are some threats around Cyprus or also in Syria, but this is not the system that will really help us to secure our security. This is more like threatening the allies, and I'm not very sure that really we needed this system as we should be at the moment. But we will see what will happen. But in the long run, I don't see any reason that Turkey is going to leave NATO or will have even worse relations with the United States. Somehow we are going to find the path to have an agreement with all parties, and still S400s will be in Turkey and will be running. We will see what will happen. So if you like the video, please press the like button down, and also get member to our YouTube channel. So once we have published a video, you'll the first to hear and be informed about that. So thank you for watching, and see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.